darkness of night. We live to die. We lose a soul every day. We lost our minds. We don't remember what's wrong and what's right. The world is dead but we stay. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. We are just shadows. It's supposed to be that we die. It doesn't matter if there is no light anymore, no light anymore. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. We lost our minds in the darkness of night.
Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, folks? What's happening? We are here. Gonna try to make things happen today. We shall see how it goes. Will it go? Who knows? Who knows? That I don't know what's going on. But we're just gonna be here. We will be here chilling, chillaxing, having a good time. that? Did we? What the hell? Could have swore we brought these two within each other. I don't know. How does it make sense? Whatever. Whatever is the case. All right, so I think it's a little bit time we get a little bit more serious with our trades. Like here, let's just drop this in. Let's not stop. Oh, is this copy traded? It is. Oh, that wasn't smart. That was what not to do. What I would normally do is just jump in. I would see this just like that. See, this is what we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose this trade. Why are we gonna lose it? Because we decided to jump in. We decided that was the right thing to do. Alright, how much negative do we want to start out with today? And why are we trading with... That's crazy. That's nuts. I think 2 is fine. We should be good. We're just like overly trying to pass a counter right now.
You too, my fellow South African.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was nice and relaxed actually. Didn't do too much. Kids had some soccer on the weekend. Went well. Had a nice little barbecue, braai, as we call it in South Africa.
Yeah.
Enjoying the last bit of warm weather, I suppose.
Yes, it's definitely getting chilly. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to this winter. I'm not a winter person.
Same here.
Because we don't. It's not the same like in the UK or in Europe for that matter, where they've got gas heating, and we are our properties are built for the summers. So in the winter, it's the worst time ever. Robert, nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see
Robert.
you, Robert. You're in the early AM. Well, it's actually late where I am, but yeah, it's the early session. Yeah, but you're in Cape Town, right?
I'm in Cape Town. We've had some really awesome weather, but you probably know what the weather's like here.
All right. I think we need to close this one down.
Cold.
Yes. Yeah.
We need to close this trade down. This is not
doesn't look that great.
looking good.
Well, it's still a beautiful place of the world, that's for sure. I'm here in concrete jungle.
Oh my stars! What did I say?
So I know all
What
about
did I
that.
say?
All right. All right, let's get going. I'm going to share my screen, which I already have.
Order filled.
This is the NASDAQ. Okay, we are pushing higher. We did break this this resistance level, so we are trading to the upside, and this 200 EMA could potentially be the next resistance area. So we'll see. Well, there's another 14 minutes before the market's open. So if I look at my smaller, not my smaller, like the smaller time frames. On motive wave, we definitely look at the 1 hour time frame. We are pushing. We've been breaking this. It's been struggling. This is pre-market. It's been struggling to break that resistance. On the half an hour, we are heading towards this resistance
here,
on the half an hour time frame. So a little bit of caution there. And on the 15 minute, we did break out. So it's definitely looking like a bullish day.
Come back
it's just this half an hour time frame that I'm a little bit concerned about. I would like to just clear that resistance level.
Now we already put 5.
The market's not open, so there's no decisions to be made right now. And I don't trade the first 15 minutes anyway. I like to get the first 15 minutes out of the way. And sometimes that does bite me because I think it was last week. Let me show you quickly. Where was that? Yeah, right here. See that? Right? It just, the first 15 minutes was just a massive push to the upside.
Yep.
And then I had to wait like, I think 45 minutes, maybe a little bit longer to finally get an entry that matched my criteria, which is, you know, if the bias is very clear on the longer time frames, like the 15 minute, half an hour and the 1 hour, then I want to trade a breakout and a retest or a support level on the 1 minute time frame in the same direction of the bias. But at the open, when it just kind of pushes up in one direction and it doesn't come down, you have to sit and wait for some time.
Yeah, it happened to me last week a few times.
Let's do some quick analysis here.
Yeah,
let's be for real here.
Like, but
guys.
Generally, it's better waiting for.
Let's just stop messing around.
Definitely. It's definitely generally better because it looks like it wants to go in one direction and then it just reverses and does the opposite. And that usually happens right at the open.
So
when you sit out for the first 15 minutes, that does mean that when it does just move,
the NAS on the daily.
That's the exception, not the norm.
Let's take a quick jump out to the
breakout from the open. If that happens most of the time, I'll definitely adjust my strategy accordingly. But that's not the case.
I honestly think we're in this stage here.
The 30-minute chart, just below 19,006.
This one.
Yeah.
I honestly think we're in this either this stage, we dropped up, pumped up, or came up. I think like if you look at the market cycle here, so I 100% believe we are in this section of it. We're looking for downside.
It's going to have to break out of yesterday's high.
This is where I believe we are.
On say at least a half an hour.
We might not be.
I'll get interested because
I believe this
as you know,
is similar to this, just not
highs. Definitely a resistance areas. So
it takes some time.
I'll stand back and wait for that. So we'll see what happens.
On the day,
minutes, that will give me enough time.
Let's take a look back here to when that occurred.
That's the NASI, and then on the pound US dollar. The pound US dollar, I have a bearish bias, but I'm waiting for this 1.336 level. We came pretty close to it, this 12 o'clock candle.
Be smart.
We're in different parts of the world. The previous close.
All right, we're looking at
came pretty close to it. I think the high
2022 March. Look at this. Look at this.
I need 1.336, so it's not quite there yet. And when it does get to that level,
maybe that's what we're looking at.
I will wait for a rejection candle on the 4-hour time frame. Nothing smaller.
Hitting into April. Let's see
what's going on. Yeah, for those of you who missed it on different sessions. If you look, I'm going to go to the half an hour. If I zoom out here, you see that resistance level there at the top?
What the volume look like.
That is the weekly high.
So it's pretty good volume here.
Level. So if I go to
over the week, this is just starting. So
that's the weekly high. We get this
there's a
really
lot of
big
volume
V-shape
in there, so I'm not really sure.
So that is
if
that's
it's
the
going to be
resistance
exactly
level.
the same. But let's just take a quick peek there. Let's go to the day
on this
range
on this chart anyway. So if you go back to smaller time frames, so typically when you get to resistance levels, that is where you want to make sure that you get confluences on smaller time frames that you know price action is likely to move away from it or potentially
came all the way up into here
but
with low volume.
US dollar, if I go to the 15-minute time frame, You can see that's a very clear double top with a weekly resistance just above it, and we broke that neckline. And we can see exactly the same thing on the half an hour time frame, as well as on the 1 hour time
Likely
frame.
going to take that hit on that trade. It looks like
broke the neckline. So
unless it
now I'm
starts to
waiting
reverse,
for
which
price to
doesn't look
go
like
and
there's a
retest
very-
the neckline. That's what I'm waiting for.
There is some
Gotcha. That's
candlesticks
what
there.
Okay,
Took a while, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not. But look, we've been in a range for some time. Okay, this is 4 hours at 4 hours a pop. That's 4 hours.
Likely going to come
these
down and hit
candles. So
that.
we are getting close to that, and when we do get to that level, then again, I'm going to wait for price action to reject. So I want to see a very clear reversal candle on the 4 hour. Nothing smaller. Okay, nothing smaller.
How
than
do
that,
I-
Because this could potentially be a pretty nice move. Going lower to, well, first of all, the first stop or the first
Just
border
reverse.
control kind of stop is the 1.32 level.
Mhm.
But this is a pretty weak support level, okay? Because we already had price playing off it. This is a breakout and a retest, and then we played out right to the weekly resistance, and then we formed those formations, and now we're ranging and retesting that level. It is important to wait for price to reject because it could very easily just go up.
Hold on,
Okay,
guys.
so you
Hold
want
on.
confirmation on price action
Hold
that
up.
it is indeed finding resistance at that level of interest. Remember, level of interest, support resistance levels, that's just where you're going to start to pay attention to price. And that's what we're doing, Okay, so if we get to the 1.336 level, then again on the 4 hour time frame, if we can reject off there, we could potentially go all the way to this support level, 1.301. Okay, that is the daily time frame. See that this level over here, that little camel's kind of hump, right there. That is a very strong support level, and just above that is the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. You see, I drew the levels from the low to the high there. Okay, so those are your levels of interest. So for now, definitely short right to those levels, and then look for a long. This could potentially be a very nice trade. So I just quickly want to show you again I haven't showed it in this session yet, but on the weekly time frame on the dollar index, we have this is the weekly time frame. We have the support level. Now, last week on the Monday, we just kind of
All right, so we don't know what's going on right there.
We're
Anyways,
not going to see this reversing.
Yeah.
We're getting sidetracked. There's too much going on already. So anyways, let's take a look here. So
the likelihood for this to
I told you where I think we are.
is definitely in play. Right?
Okay, we're coming off of high volume, like we said,
to retrace
right?
compared to the probability of this just crashing right now. Okay, because of because of that,
What I
plays,
need to get
that
to the
plays,
point of doing actually coming
kind of
back
fits
and
really
looking
nicely with
directly
with
here
what we see
in a
on
real
the
way.
pound US
We
dollar, because if the
came
dollar
off some
index
pretty good volume on the down,
retraces
like it looks
or
like,
pulls
right?
back, then
We retraced
that
up.
makes sense with in terms of what
Not
we
too
see,
much
what we
volume
can see
here
on
at the
pound US
top.
dollar for this to also come down.
I actually expected to see a
your
lot
timing
more
is gonna
sell
be very
volume, but you
important,
can
Jeff.
kind of
You're gonna have
see
to wait for that 1.3
came down to one of the lowest
and
sections
you can see we've got this is the fifth
buy
bullish
here,
candle in a row. So it's
then
looking
just a
Monday.
rising
Maybe we'll get it
volume,
later today. Maybe
beginning of a
tomorrow.
rising selling
But
volume.
set your
and you
alert
kind of
for
see
that level, and then make sure price
volume
rejects
does increase
away from that level
as it
that would
goes
be your
down.
entry. Okay. Any questions? Does that make sense? Robert, are you there, my friend? Are you working? I don't know. Hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Yeah.
Makes
So
sense, yeah. Good game.
so that
plan.
is, yeah. So staying out right now, obviously, just like trading off key levels. That's really where the probability is at its highest. So so that's the pound US dollar. Bitcoin.
Okay.
Bitcoin is still trading at a resistance level. I don't know if you know.
So-
Richard, I got a.
We can see
Oh, Robert, I am here. I'm getting set up for trades. Oh, yeah, on the NASDAQ. Must be the NASDAQ. But I got a really beautiful trade on Bitcoin right to the 94,000 level. That's where I took profit. Yeah. And here I went short. And I was trying to target this level here. only went halfway, couldn't get it, went up. So I'm like, okay, that's it. No more Bitcoin trades for now. You see this resistance level here.
Okay, so do you know what?
zoom
Oh,
out
that.
and then-
Why?
maybe I'll
Oh,
go
this
to
is the
daily
day.
time frame. Just zoom out a little bit there.
So what do
Okay,
we think is going to happen
why is it
today?
so high?
On the day, do you
It's
think
supposed to be there. Okay.
we
See
are
the higher
going
right
to
there.
have a positive push
That
up?
is the resistance. So we're
we're gonna
at the
continue to
resistance
positively
level
push up?
right now. This is the
Or do we
the
think we're gonna
worst
come down?
place to get into a trade.
Yeah.
Okay,
because
so
it can very easily just pull back.
if I was to
or
just
it can break out, but the probability
look
is
at
more or less
what was
equal,
going
so
on here,
you're gonna struggle to find
I
an
think
edge
we come up.
based on
Yeah,
what we
let's
are trading.
I look at
probably
everything,
what he
I think
wants
we
to
come
do,
up.
right? So-
However,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
amount-
the best thing to do right now is for Bitcoin just to do whatever it
and it
wants
could
to
be
do.
like
Does it
this,
wanna
like,
break
oh,
out? Great.
it's
We'll
bright in
take
range
a
right here. Look at
retest.
this. Look how many
Right, so
greens
if it does
we...
break out, we can just wait for it to come back to
remember
this
last
level,
when I
and then
started to
wait for
finish
price
trading
actually
way
to
back when I was
confirm
starting,
again
you know,
that
it's
it is
profitable.
reversing back to the upside, and then you can take it.
I started
Right
to
now,
like try and
no,
figure
it's
out
not a good time to do
what is
anything right
the
now. Not right now. We haven't
possibility
seen- yeah,
of this volume
yes,
here.
Yes, that's the best thing
Like
to do
how
right
many
now.
times are
But,
we
if
gonna
you
go
look at the
green
Bitcoin
before
on the
we have a
weekly
red
time frame,
candle
Um,
on the day? You see what I'm saying here?
delete all these lines, yeah.
Now, the fact that we've
See,
got
we,
4 greens in a row.
So many
1, 2, 3, 4.
lines. So
we
obviously
did
we
have
started
this,
the
but
new
like
week.
how
So we are
often?
now
There's,
in the
sometimes
new
there's
week. We had
5,
a little
sometimes
lower
there's
wick.
4.
So, but we haven't broken that resistance.
How
that you can
often
see
do
is
we have
exactly the same
more
resistance on the
green
small
than
time
red?
frames that I just showed you.
So we're starting
That is
to
that level.
pretty much
So,
punch into.
we'll see if it can
Oh, we
break
lost that
out,
trade.
come
Did you
back,
see that?
but,
What did I say?
it looks good.
What
for
did I
Bitcoin.
say?
It definitely looks good for Bitcoin if you were to hold it for the
So
long term.
what's
I don't
the
think
possibilities
it's
that
a
we're
bad
gonna
idea
have
to hold onto
another
your
green
Bitcoins
candle
over the
today?
long term. But right now, if you want to enter for more like shorter term trading, like for a couple of days, maybe a week, is not a good spot. Okay, so not right now. So just have to wait a little bit for that. And the NASDAQ is going to open in 2 minutes. Then we'll have a look and see if we can find some opportunities there, ladies and gentlemen. We can take big risks and take those trades.
No, you're not.
No.
The NASDAQ
big-
for sure. I mean, that looks really bullish.
Look at that.
Yeah. Let me go back to this 4-hour chart. Yeah. It's definitely, but it already had a pretty strong run. So yeah, right now it's
See if
just
we can
gonna
get a
wait. You are
pre-market.
getting these higher lows,
You see,
but
we test and then
yeah,
we
it
test
needs to
again.
just kind of break
World-class
out.
Why don't we do this? Like we just
very
literally
easy
talked
to
about
just
it. We
kind of
just jumped in a
move
trade
back
for
down to
no
this low
reason.
and then make a higher low or a lower high
It's time for
rather,
you to
and
put
then
us to the
retrace
test.
to this level.
Whatever you do,
Too many
do it for
scenarios.
us at Harbor Freight.
It's not like it's like I have this belief
Wherever
that
you
if
go,
you
Take
if you look at a
Ritz
chart,
Fresh
then
Stacks to go.
you should only have 2 scenarios, not 7 or 5 or right. It could do this, it could do that, it could range, it could break out and go. It could do like
We just
say
have like
nothing.
this crazy
You're
wick
saying
right
nothing.
here. Why?
You might as well
Oh my
just
gosh.
keep quiet. Because of course it can do all of those things. You can come up with 100 different scenarios, but you're not really in any any better spot by doing that. 2 scenarios.
At least
One,
we got
it's
some
going
of
to
that
pull
back.
back. Right. Second one is it's going to break out. Those are the 2 scenarios. If it breaks out, then we're going to take the retest. If it retraces, then we've got our key levels to look at. So yeah, that's the market is open. Let's say have a look and see. Okay, we are pushing lower. Oh, what is? I think my pound US dollar alert is triggering. Okay.
That's what I've heard. Heard a ring there.
Yeah, like I was wondering, like, what's that? Like, oh yeah, okay, so that means
We're going.
getting
We're
very close
trying.
to that.
Oh, that was not smart.
We-
That's what happens
okay,
when you gamble
so,
trade. We just gave it back.
We are now
What an
at
idiot.
1.336. We
Idiot.
are at 1.336. Great. Now
We just gave
let's
that back.
see. Now you just like this is where you
Idiot.
start to focus on price action.
Just wait
Don't
for the
just
5
enter
minutes
the
to
trade.
figure out what's
Can
going
go to
on.
smaller time frames and look at for patterns, that sort of thing. But this is not really. Doesn't mean you just enter the trade. Okay, I've already mentioned that what I want to see is I want to see a 4-hour candle rejecting from that level. So
we gotta wait for the 5 minutes to close, guys.
So,
Wait
Yanni,
for
would
the
this be more like for a
5
swing
minute to
trade
close.
type of
Yeah.
setup for you? Yeah. So it's not
So if-
following your shorter day trade type of strategy there on the NASDAQ in any way.
No. The NASDAQ is like, I mean, there for like a few minutes. Like if yeah. No, this is very different. So there's nothing like you can see it's a bit.
Okay, so now that we were in
there's a
this
lot of-
section, we already
Are
see
you
the
looking
4
for
hour.
reversal type candles?
We just want to kind of confirm what we're
On
seeing,
the 4
what
hour,
we
yes.
hear.
Yeah.
So
You know, does this give us any more
basically what I need
indication
now
that
is
we
I need more
possibly are
price
going to have a
action,
red
right?
day?
So
And
I
I
would
actually
like this
believe
to
that
see
we
some sort
will.
of like an inverse hangman.
Or we might actually
inverse
stay
hangman
about the
hammer, like
same
inverse
and
hammer.
come back down into
Like
here.
a hangman kind of doji almost with a long wick, or an engulfing
Mm-hmm.
candle, or something of that sort, or even an inside candle.
I really don't know.
So that's what I would wait
We've
for.
had a
on the
lot of
4 hour
green
time frame.
days.
If you want to trade this intraday, you can probably look for patterns on smaller time frames, which I think you're going to find a little bit difficult to do right now because we keep making higher lows. So really, you need to break at least this low here. You need to break this structure, this higher low structure. You need to break that first, okay, before you can start to look for opportunities.
Okay.
So if you're going to start to
It feels very
try to turn
volume-ish on some
find
buying
the
to
turning
get ready to
point,
sell.
you are going to overtrade and you are going to get chopped.
That's like trying to pick tops and bottoms. It's always a
Yeah.
losing exercise.
Yes.
I think we're good for
The only
sales,
exception-
to be honest.
The only exception is if you can see some sort of pattern forming, like a descending triangle, or this very
Order
similar to
filled.
how we've
We're going to drop that
identified this
in
double
right
top.
there.
Okay. So we know if you've got weekly resistance there, you don't just enter. You don't just enter with this. This didn't even touch the high, but you definitely start to pay attention to price action when you get there.
Yeah.
Now you wait for price action to give you some sort of confirmation that it is reversing. In this case, it was a double top, and there was a really nice move. Okay, this is more like, but this happened, I think, half an hour before the last 4 hours of the New York sessions closed. So you know that last 4 hour candle.
Yeah.
Stop
Price
filled.
action is typically really slow there. So we did move lower, and then this happened overnight. This was the new
Okay.
daily candle. It just dropped 100 pips. Right. So
Drop.
so
We're
so
going to
you
wait
can
for another
still,
retrace
it doesn't
up.
mean you're gonna have to place your stop loss right there and you get a 1-to-1. You can focus on price action.
Where's
here.
our 5
Then you
minute?
break the neckline, and your stop loss you can be very conservative and place it over there, right? And then you can still catch a really. This is a much shorter term move. But if you want to leave
Order
a trade
filled.
open for like a swing trade, then you're gonna have to focus on longer time frames. Yeah. So that's why the 4 hour for me would make sense. So, does that make sense?
It does make sense, 100%.
Okay,
Don't just jump
great.
into trades. Wait for some confirmation.
Yeah.
Don't rush into things. That's,
Yeah, that's
something I
true, and
struggled
there-
with a lot during the beginning of my trading career. You know, it always comes back to some degree. I find, you know.
Yeah. Yes, it
you
doesn't
write
just move in
something,
a
you think
straight
you're going to
line.
get a price, it makes a higher price, and you're anyway completely wrong. Wait for some sort of confirmation.
Yeah.
There's
That is
definitely a piece of advice.
Yeah, look, the other thing why you need
Ooh.
a very strong rejection of that level is because, I mean, if you just look at price action here, it looks pretty bullish, right? It doesn't look bearish. It doesn't look bearish at all. It looks very bullish. So you have to get confirmation that ties in with the rest of the analysis. So this could just break out or break through, and you
All right,
just don't
let's,
get a reversal. Then the trade is off. It's not game on anymore. It's like, okay, well,
It's hitting at level almost right now. It's nice
It's
strong
in-
push.
yeah, it's at that level.
Very
It's
close.
at that, yeah. So it is going to be important. Yeah. So the actual confirmation of price action is crucial, right? And because it's just a level of interest, and you don't just place a trade just because you at that level. Robert says he just jumps in, and half the time, trading from behind. Oh, Robert.
I know exactly what that feels like. I've done that quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
we've all
sometimes
been.
the price moves so fast, you know, it's like, I'm going to miss it, I'm going to miss it. And then you chase it, and then you get a bad entry, and then it reverses against you, or you don't get in at all, and then you see all the profits you should have made, and, you know, all those sort of psychological issues that creep up on you.
Yes. Yeah. Well, one way of looking at it is like, you know, just look at it this way. The one trade is just one trade in an ocean of trades. There will always be more opportunities. I really don't believe in missing out on anything. Like there will always be another spot where you can get in.
Exactly.
So,
especially in the markets.
yeah.
It's not like letting that one go that you should have married. The markets come back for you.
Yeah.
You have many opportunities.
Exactly. Wow, look at that. Okay, so look at this now. The price failed. The price failed at this resistance area. I'm not sure if you can see it. Can you see it clearly?
Yeah.
Oh no! When I do that, I can't. Okay, so there's the red resistance line. It didn't manage to break out there. The 15-minute is also rejecting, so it's a little bit of a false breakout, and then the 1 hour also struggles now. So we'll see. We've got two closed bullish candles though. But we're gonna have to wait for the first 15-minute candle to close, and then we'll see if we can find anything. Robert, have you placed any trades today yet? That one girl I gave up. That one girl I gave up. I just like make you famous, Robert. There you go. All right. So we'll see. Yeah, let's just wait for the first 15 minutes to get out of the way, and then we can.
Can I just quickly switch to my charts?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's do that quickly.
Extra Roma, extra sensual, extra dose.
Look at the S&P 500 versus the NASDAQ. NASDAQ just went down.
Hi, I'm just not
Is the S&P 500 going to follow?
Your turn.
This is just on a 1 hour time frame. Sort of been stuck in a bit of a range here. Again, I don't trade a 1 hour. I use the 5
I think
minutes.
he's the one.
And I'll wait for price to enter my trade time window, which spans between 9 and 11. And we can see that we just taken out. Was this actually? Yeah, that was Friday's high. That's pretty weird. So look here at the NASDAQ. Did not take out Friday's high. Fell a little short of it.
Okay, let's get back.
But that might just be a knee-jerk situation.
To
price making its way back up. Who knows? But anyway, on the S&P 500, since price did take out that high, I would now look for a reversal to the downside for potential trade opportunity. Price did breach that. We got a inverted hammer sort of look here at the moment. Again, this is just a 5-minute time frame, right? So
I have one that's open. It didn't close.
Do here would be to switch to 1 minute
hold on.
time frame. Wait for a break of structure.
I gotta get out of that trade. I gotta flatten that.
Here. You see price been making higher highs, higher lows. Into that high. Broke the structure point, pulled right into this fair value gap, and I should be short. Damn it. It's not I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit of a bounce.
Okay, we got that closed out. Good job.
Might be a little bit premature here, but it is what it is. I'm gonna place its stop loss above this recent swing here. Do not. There we go. And let's hope we get a move lower. Let's straighten that out of the way a little bit here. Let's get my. On this chart, I don't actually have it nice. What's the risk reward tool?
Stop filled.
Let's see if I can just use some blocks here or visual aid. We need at least.
All right, we're gonna wait for the retrace first, which looks like it's happening.
Again, just a very quick trade. I did get the setup. I had to follow it. It's just the way it works. If you don't follow your setup, price moves in your direction, then you're gonna go pick it up. So,
yeah,
very
for
quick
sure.
trade here. But it looks like we're gonna take a stop. Let's see.
That's what you get with the first 15 minutes, my friend. That's what you get. It looks like it wants to go down, and then it just pulls right back up.
Unfortunately.
That's all right.
What is NASDAQ doing? Also bouncing back to the upside.
Yeah.
But there we go. Very quick trade. Did not work out. Followed the rules. Yep, first 15 minutes. Sometimes actually get the setup at 9. Like you said, you know, things happen a little bit earlier than the first 15 minutes. But yeah, I have to trade a second. There wasn't really any news in our way to take this trade either today. I think most of the news is happening on Wednesday, right? And then we also have NFP on Friday. But there we go, a little bit of volatility during the first 15 minutes. Unfortunately, got flushed out there, and now he's pushing to the upside. So I generally would take 2 trades a day. If both are losers, then I'll move to the sideline. So not a biggie, didn't trade too big of a lot size there. So let's see how things go. I'll just quickly switch to WTI crude before I hand things back to you. Also been stuck in a bit of a range here on WTI, right? I'm on the 1 hour here.
Oh, dude, it took me out before I can even move.
We have the overnight session high at 63.23, and we have the overnight session low at 62.30.
Order filled.
So with this strategy, I need to see one of these levels.
Looks like it just wants to go.
Reached, and hopefully hope for a liquidity sweep, right? I.e. a reversal back up. After price
of course it says
kind of other levels to the downside as prices continues dropping. Right, so it's not just about, like Yanni said, you get into a trade when the level gets broken with the strategy. You need to still wait for extra information.
Do we know?
In my case, break of price structure. I need to see a fair value gap, retracement into that fair value gap, and then I'll take the trade. Right, so with
Let's hope that
WTI
it
crude,
comes up, touches
either it's sort of stuck
Friday's
in
high.
between the upper and lower end of today's current range. So either one of these levels get taken out first, or even lower or even higher, followed by the break of structure reversal. Then I'll take a deeper dive into that and see if we can get another trade back. That was a really nice way to start the week. But
That's all right. That's all right. I'm just looking at
it. For me, the worst thing is like you did not take the trade because you think, oh no, this and this and that. You make stories, and then the price does go in your direction, and then it's a would have, could have situation, which is also sucks for sure. But anyway, back to you, Yanni.
All right.
Are you seeing anything on that?
Yeah, I'll just explain to you what I'm looking at here. James, it's your first time joining. Welcome, James. Do you think gold may be heading down? Yeah, I'll show you now what I think about gold in a moment. The short answer is yes.
Same here.
So, but we'll have a look at the chart. So, okay. So you see, now this is exactly what we spoke about right at the beginning, the first 15 minutes. Sometimes you miss out on the big moves that just immediately takes off, but more often than not, the first 15 minutes it will chop you up. But I don't disagree with you, Richard. That setup there's nothing wrong with that. And like you said, like if it's game on, take the trade. Okay, so what are we seeing right now here on there's 1 minute left, less than 1 minute. Yeah, like 4 seconds. We've got bullish candles on all 3 time frames. Pretty sure you can see on the half an hour. It's definitely breaking through. You've got a really nice strong route to the lower end. We're breaking out on the 1 minute time frame. So I need a retest. We need a retest of that breakout level. That's when I will be interested in taking the trade. Yeah, that's where you like it, Robert. Yes, that's where you like what? Oh, you mean if it just breaks out? Yeah. Yeah, it's just, for me, it just doesn't happen often enough. Okay, we need it. Oh, sorry. I just want to see if we can get that pullback. Oh, by the way, if you are trading, like if you see these upper bands here, that's the 2 standard deviation VWAP. Many people just look at the 2 standard deviation VWAP and go short. Yes, it is a resistance area, but you need to pay attention to the longer time frames. Right? If the bias is long, the 2 standard deviation is likely to fail. Sometimes it will just keep hugging that 2 standard deviation and just keep going up and up and up. So you need to know. So like in terms of VWAP,
I want to break
one
even
standard
right
deviation
here, to be honest.
is a very good support level that you want to trade off to the upside if the bias is long. What's the bias right now? It's definitely long. Okay. On the daily, we also spoke about the bias is long towards the 200 EMA. But now I just want, this thing needs to pull back. If it doesn't pull back, then, you know, you're going to just have to sit and eat your popcorn and watch it go higher. Which kind of stuff. So we'll see if that comes down. But yeah, if it can come down, that for me, that is exactly what I want to see. But you look at the 15-minute, it just doesn't look like it's going to stop. So I mentioned yesterday, like not yesterday was Sunday. The NASDAQ is typically closed on Sundays most of the time. But if it just takes off, you just have to, it just means like if you stick to what I'm doing here, you just have to wait, right? And you can wait some time. Like I had to wait 45 minutes before I eventually got an entry. I just want to answer James. Do apologize for taking this long to get back to you, but at the same time, I don't want to really miss that trade. But this is gold. Gold. Look at the last 4 days. Okay, this was. I mean, we were in a session when we talked about that. This is the first time when you get a really strong rejection candle of this massive bullish wave on gold. Gold has been ranging to the side for the last 4 days. Obviously, it's trading lower today. I've got this level marked at 3166. I think that's definitely a support level where it can potentially go down to. That is my thoughts. So this is a very brief kind of overview, but that's it's especially like if you look at the dollar index that's about to gain some strength. Let's have a look at the dollar index just quickly. See, it's like, well, you know, it's Monday. So we'll see what happens here, but it's at a pretty strong support level. Gold looks definitely not. If you want to long gold, this is not the time to do it. I'll put it like that. This is definitely not the time to buy gold. You want to wait for key levels. Just identify your key levels, and then you can trade it from there. So I hope that answers your question. I just want to go back to the NASDAQ, and we are now rejecting. Hopefully we can get that support level. So I'm waiting for level 19574.25, roughly around there. It doesn't have to like be exact, just close enough, and then the rejection of that level to the upside, then I'll take it. Are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it? The first half of the open. You're welcome, James. So yeah, it definitely looks like it wants to come back. So let me just get that support.
So where would you like to go long?
Right here at this, you see, there we go. Right. Okay, what's going on now?
No idea.
Okay, well, this is typically where I didn't expect that. Okay, I'll take the trade there. Okay, so there we go. So we'll see if I get that one. So my stop loss is just below that spike. Don't exactly like it when it spikes like that, but it came pretty close to that one standard deviation VWAP. Yeah. See what happens here. And I trade only 2 micros, by the way. 22 micros, 25 point, which is 100 tick stop loss, 100 tick take profit. And then usually I'm in a position to move my stop loss closer. No, that's not going to happen.
Johnny, don't trade the first half an hour.
First 15 minutes. First 15 minutes. Yeah, that was a pretty nasty spike, I have to say. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah, let's have a look.
Fingers crossed.
That is fingers crossed. I mean, this is exactly how I trade. This is exactly what I wait for, or how I trade. So it's just this little big drop candle was a little bit unexpected, but that's the market now full of those type of trades. So let's see what happens. I trade 2 micros on my 50K account and most of the 5 micros on my 300. Yeah, I know there are people trading minis. It's too big, way too big. you'll definitely get blown up. But you
Order
definitely
filled.
give yourself a lot more room, and it's definitely a lot less stressful if you're just trading.
I love trading the micros as well.
If you're trading,
Really
yeah,
the only
so-
way that you can control your position size properly is with the micros, right?
yeah. So look at if I lose this one, it's $100. If it was a mini, it would be $500. It's a lot more stressful trading that kind of stuff. That size. But, okay, just stop me out. Do it, Nazi. Stop me out. Okay, it doesn't want to kind of. All right, so we're rejecting. So no, that's all right. So we're rejecting clearly after yesterday's high. Okay, so that's that level there. But based on all right, Richard, you and me are having the same kind of Monday by the looks of it.
Happy Monday. It's really weird. I was going to show something on my TradingView charts, but my TradingView is completely gone. It's just loading.
You see,
I don't know if they're having a server issue. My internet seems to be stable.
I'm gonna see if I can, because we got on the one standard deviation VWAP.
From meeting for coffee
As long as move too far.
Megan, I love you.
to meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe
All right,
having
rejected.
rewards for the
If
little
you go
moments
long
today
again, where
can
would
lead to
that
even
be?
bigger ones tomorrow. Credit One Bank.
Like
for what's
it will be based on price action, but hopefully it doesn't push too far. 9 seconds. We'll see. Let's see if I can take the second one. Okay, so the new candle just needs to break that high. Come on.
Okay, so it came up underneath.
You see that? So we're bouncing off the one standard deviation. That's what I mentioned to you earlier, right? So the one standard deviation is a support level, but your bias is important. But now I need to get this new candle needs to break that high. This is just to confirm, but it's not doing it. We could be in for a choppy session.
Looks like it.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then I'll be happy just with that one trade. What's your take, Robert? Have you placed any trades today? You see it breaking down. So did find support, didn't manage to follow through on that candle. Yeah, it's going to be, I think we're going to be in, look at the 15-minute as well, and the half an hour. We did get to yesterday's high, and then we just rejected. Looked very strong after the first 15 minutes. And if you look at the 1 hour breaking out there, the half an hour looked like it was convincingly breaking that resistance area. That was the level I was waiting for. That's the trades I placed. This one didn't work. Okay. Yep, took the right up to get back into profit and taking the short now. Oh, you're taking the short? Where did you take short? The short. You need to come on, yeah, mate. All right, so I don't think, just look at the price action here. I think it's a bit dangerous right now.
Yeah, same.
I think it's a bit, just no, don't overtrade.
Yeah, and Robert, hopefully there was a reason for taking a short and not a hunch, right?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like he's having a good Monday. That very different to our Mondays. Well, it's not
Better
a bad
than that,
Monday.
for sure.
One little small 2 micro trade didn't work. It's definitely not the end of the world. But all right, so that's the NASDAQ. I think I'm out of the NASDAQ from now on. Look at this 15-minute, like really like trading, not just rejecting off yesterday's high. It's like literally trading into yesterday's, the previous 15 minutes lowest shadow, which was a very strong bullish candle, by the way. That's a pretty strong bullish candle. Can you see it clearly?
Yeah.
We do it like that. Okay. Zoom in a little bit. That's a very strong result. That definitely had me convinced, but it's failing now. So yeah. And if you look at the price action on the half an hour, you are like right back into this range here. So a bit of choppy action, I think, that we can expect. Oh, Robert, you got in at 19,560. 95.60. All right. Okay. I know what you're doing, Robert. I know what you're doing. You're taking the opposite trades. Whatever we say, you do the opposite. That's what you're doing. All right. Okay. Well, I think with the NASDAQ is going to be dead for now. It's not going to be a good idea to trade this right now. For me, anyway. Let's have a look at what the pound US dollar is doing.
I'm still struggling to get my trading view chart up here, but anyway.
All right. So the 4 hour on the pound US dollar. Okay, we're trading above that level. We're not. There's definitely no sign on the 4 hour of any rejection. So that means it's not going to happen today. We'll have a look tomorrow and see, because it's obviously just this 1 4 hour candle that needs to close, and then the next 4 hour candle will be the last 4 hour candle for the day. Oh, you waited to see how it reacted at the pause. It came down, came back above, then back down, tried to come back, and then short that resistance. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. All right, so, but yeah, the pound US dollar, definitely right at the level of interest. Okay.
Let's go. Look at this trade, buddy. Look at this trade.
Stay away from it. But if it rejects off this level,
I don't know if you heard that. That's exactly what I did here.
You want to take it, ladies and gentlemen.
Is
take it. Let's have a look. Yeah.
I should have had 5 micros on that.
No,
Basically, what happened is it came down, right?
Wow.
We'll break this down real quick.
But it's not enough. You know, it's not enough for me to go short or anything like that.
So we knew it was moving. It was gonna move. So it came back down.
Just like kind of
came back above.
15 minutes.
Came back down. Came back above.
Really bearish.
So then we can safely say that this area is a level of resistance, even right here.
Yeah.
Came back, tried to come up all the way. No, boom. This now gave me the resistant line, the middle line, which is typically the case, right? It's the middle line. So then it came back down, paused, it started to come back down. This is actually, I did take a trade here. Small one, didn't make it. Now it came back above, or to the resistant line, and that's when I said, you know what, we're in.
Yeah, definitely a strong sell-off. There's no news events today either, is there?
No.
I think it's pretty. It's
exactly what I did
on the news event side.
Pure price action.
There's something on the.
Now this is a level.
There's an election in Canada. But that's
likely to come back up and touch
election,
this.
Rather. Federal election.
I'm okay with taking profit around there, to be honest. I like where we are.
See, that support level is not holding. It's not. It doesn't.
Obviously, same drop you're seeing here on the S&P 500. According to my setup, I've got opportunities, but price is dropping so fast, extremely far away from where I am trading.
We'd be so much into profit if we would have took it with the 5 micros. Like we
all over the show.
just were taking so many hits that we just know.
Can I share it quickly?
It's okay though.
Yeah, sure.
We're likely going to pause here, come back up.
Right, so there we got the. Is it showing? Yeah.
I'm good where we are.
Above that level,
I would
remember,
love to have all the pull profit.
Yeah?
I think we're gonna lose
Price went up,
the
moved
stop
lower
loss
again.
here.
This is not a 1 minute time frame. We already switched to that. Previous price structure point. And this also formed around about the same level that that previous structure point was looking at. Just got broken about 3 minutes ago or so. You can see that there's quite a few fair value gaps that formed prior to that breakout.
Yeah.
So this is where the
Your one-stop
subjectivity
shop for
can
managing
come
Microsoft
from. Which one do I
365
take?
with more peace of mind than
You know,
Dalai
obviously
Lama
the higher it
himself.
moves, the better.
Migration, yeah, we got
But
it.
I
Restructuring
think I'll be
in
willing
your tenant in
to
minutes,
take a trade,
we got
another
you.
stab
We're
at this
simply
if we
needing
can
more
see
control
price
of our
move
environment.
into this fair
Hey,
value
whatever
gap.
your battle is, we'll say it
I
again.
prefer to see these fair
got
value
you.
gaps form prior
ShareGate
to a
takes care
breakout
of your Microsoft
of
365
the
needs
previous
for today
price structure
and
point.
tomorrow. With an all-in-one management solution at
But
one
there
fixed
was a
price.
couple up here,
Simple as that.
and then this one
Let's
sort
level
of
up your
right in the middle
Microsoft
of that
365
breakout
game and win.
of the previous price structure.
ShareGate.
So maybe a retest of
Try
that sort
ShareGate
of
for
area
free with our 15-day trial.
Yeah.
could suffice as a short entry if we get it. But
Ritz
you
Fresh
know, we've
Stacks
seen
are for
recently how
snacking
strong these
go-getters.
markets can just move in one
Where
direction.
you go.
Right?
Yeah, like I think
So-
They
on
go
the
too.
NASDAQ
So
as
go
well.
get 'em.
I do we do
Ritz
have
Fresh
confirmation
Stacks.
now on
Ritz that you
all
can
3
take
time
with
frames for a bearish short-term buyer. So the breakout on the 1 minute is now in play. So if I can get a retest on that level, I'll take that one as well. I basically allow myself, like on days when things don't go my way, I'll go maximum 3 losses and that's it.
Yeah.
But it's only two micros, so that's fine.
All right, I'm taking a sell limit order there. I'm going to go in the middle of that fair value area, just because we got that previous low here. So maybe this whole area could act as a little bit of resistance should price move into it. For this, I'm going to place my stop around about 5533. But let's see. As soon as I get into that trade,
I like it, guys.
Do that now. Let's go in the middle here. Again, this is a waiting order, guys. It's not. I'm not jumping into this right now.
Oh, you're just placing a pending one.
Pending.
Right. Pending.
Oh, goodness. Where is this thing gone now? Anyway. Have to be a bit more patient here. Let's go around about there. And potentially take profit at the break of this previous level. Around about here.
Okay.
5508. And there it disappears again, you little shit.
We are back at that resistance level. I will start to look at how it behaves there. Maybe we can take a short.
So let's see. We can get a little bounce retest of that zone, hopefully get short. And if I take a loss here again, then that's it for me today, unfortunately.
Yeah, same here. I'm like interested right now.
Yeah, I also agree, Robert. Definitely. There have been very strong moves to the upside. So any decline now I wouldn't say would be welcome, but definitely expected.
Yeah. Okay, so let's. You are also waiting. I think we're both waiting now for pretty much exactly the same thing. So we're getting that pullback.
Yeah. You want to quickly show us where you want to get short?
Yeah, sure. I just want to see we're at that retest level. See, that is the resistance it broke out of, and now it's retesting it. We do have bearish candles on the 15-minute, half an hour, and the 1 hour. So I just want to see price failing now back to the lower end at this retest level.
Oh no! Just
That's
like
VWAP.
I said,
It's not trading at VWAP. Pretty much at the point of control. That's where the volume is at the moment. Let's see. You see on the 15, to be very clear, this is not the cleanest setups, because you see on the 15-minute, you're bouncing off a support level.
Yeah.
See that? But you've got some space on the half an hour and the 1 hour. But this could be that rangy day that we spoke about, or a bit of a messy day. So I will have.
No, don't take it. Please don't take it.
If it plays out, like if it comes to me, so it needs to reject now. It needs to hold up that VWAP and come back lower.
Stop filled.
I've been fooled in that trade. Can I just quickly share mine?
Yeah, sure.
Right, so I've just been fooled, but now prices keeps on pushing higher. So hopefully we're going to see some resistance step in around about where we had these previous lows there. The decline lower. So if we can start seeing a nice drop lower again, I'll start tightening my stop loss. Again, really just trying to do a quick day trade here. But again, if I do get stopped on this, then it's just price is just being nonsensical or a bit volatile up and down. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
V-shaped bottoms, the rule of the day.
Yeah. Yes. See, it's still at that VWAP now. It needs to come down. All right, now it looks like it wants to reject. It needs a little bit more than that.
Danny, you mind taking over just a little bit there? I just need to. There's someone making a noise in the hallway. I just gotta go tell them off.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll be back in just a sec.
No problem. Okay. Yeah, see, we're not really getting that. It's not a clear. It's not a nice little retest. It's breaking through a little bit too deep. So I'm gonna have to wait for it to at least come back down below this. Well, this resistance. It was support, but now it will be obviously support. So how many seconds left in this one? 30. Looks pretty good. But is it gonna find support? Don't drop too far. Don't drop too far. Okay. All right. So the new candle. So look at the new candle. Another 10 seconds. If it can follow through there, then that will be the law. You see, it's found this support there. All right, but that could be the turning point. Let's have a look. I need the new candle to break that low. Yeah, I should have TP down there, but I just hit my in profit. You know, you close in profit, Robert. That's not a bad result.
Right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem. Did you manage to
come to the office on a public holiday?
Right, let's have a look. Okay, we've got another 30 seconds. Yeah, it's not. I don't really like this trade. I really don't. Yeah. I do feel.
In it,
so okay, yeah, there we go. Are we gonna like break that? Do that follow through? No, doesn't want to do it. Come on. Come back lower. You see, it's finding support now there.
yeah.
So let's see if I can get it. Is it gonna go? Go. Yeah, you see, this is a messy Monday, I'll tell you that. It's not, definitely not the best price action. Like, if you are watching, you'll be better off not placing any trades today. Not right now, anyway. We need to get, like, clearly break out of the support level, at least on the 15-minute, to confirm that. Yeah, but it found support there. Now it's bouncing back up, and we just bang back into that range. And yeah, this little retest has now found support, so it doesn't want to break through. But not the easiest conditions, that's for sure. Yeah. Let's see. We've got another 5 minutes or 6 minutes in this particular 15-minute candle, but
like I would need to see a break above what it is now, come back down,
3 time frames. I'm going to need a 15-minute
resist in this
area.
area.
Half an hour time frame closing bullish.
Is what I'm
then
saying.
The bias will shift.
Okay.
To the long side. Robert, are you going to place any more trades? You're going to say no, but really, you are.
I should.
You are, right? Okay. Yeah, it's a bit slow, but like, how's your trade doing? Richard, are you still in your trade, or?
I still am. It's just been hovering around my entry level. So, are you gonna take a trade there? Maybe
No. With me? No, I was waiting to take a short, because this was, I had the 3 bearish candles, but the support level bothered me a little bit, but we did get that pullback, and I was waiting for it to just.
Okay, so now it's hitting this resistance line. If it starts to move
to
back above,
it didn't want to come below below.
Right,
the
it's
support
2
level
touches.
Once it broke through there.
Sorry, I
do
wasn't.
I want to wait for
much
3 touches, or I can just wait till it breaks above this?
And
Now, if it breaks underneath, it's going to fail, and we're going to.
if you just quick show my chart, and
I'll probably give it.
Yeah, I'll pass it back to you.
No, it was just that one trade for me so far today.
You see, price slightly broke above that level, but now it's just hovering there. So I got my stop loss slightly above this little fair value gap over here. I don't know if you can see that line. Stop loss about 553.
Like if this breaks completely down underneath, then no.
But yeah, it's still pushing higher. But you know, until
Bouncing.
you stopped out or not, then you're still in it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It might break.
Targeting
It
this
has to
previous
break
low here.
above. Like, okay, so now it's breaking underneath.
This is definitely more than.
Now
a
that we're
future
break.
buy.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
move to
This is the third touch.
closing prices.
Third full touch.
5509 is where I'm going to go with that.
Okay, now it's breaking underneath.
So yeah, a lot of sideways, up and down here. Could go any direction, right?
Yeah,
Order
it's very difficult to stack probabilities in either direction right now.
Yeah.
Like, especially on, like, just look at the 15-minute time frame and look at the half-an-hour time frame, even the 1 hour
Yeah.
time frame. You like just, it's not very obvious. Yeah, it's definitely not what you want to see. But I think, yeah, well, looks like a pretty strong rejection right now.
Yeah, but then it looks like that. And this could just be a small correction lower before more upside again. It really needs to start selling off here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would like to see a close below the 15-minute support level. That would be ideal. If you get a support like a close below the 15-minute support level, then that would definitely give you a much clearer picture of what you can expect. And
We
how
just
to
gave
trade.
some of it back.
Right now.
Stop filled.
Yeah. You see, but like the thing is, like the key thing here is you don't have to overtrade. You kind of follow your plan. If it doesn't work and you have to wait for the next setup that's based on exactly the same criteria, you just won't get pulled. Yeah, but if you don't get it, you won't get pulled into. It's difficult to overtrade if you know what you're waiting for and you just don't get it. You're just not going to place that second trade.
Agree.
Or the third trade. So 1 for me. And 1 down. 1-0. 1-0. Yeah.
1-0.
1 down. Yeah. We'll see what happens here. Robert, talk to me, my friend. What are you looking at? Do you just trade the NASDAQ, or do you trade other the PES? Do you trade that as well? The YMCA. No. Well, I was hoping for a bit of a better open. I did think we had a good open. I honestly thought it looked really strong. And we were closing outside of yesterday's high. Yeah, didn't work. All right.
Crude oil's also been moving lower quite strongly. But all eyes on
Tear into softness with wavy edges.
yes.
Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear.
Stuck in a little bit of a range there at the moment.
You just re-entered at my stop loss of my previous trade and then hit my stop loss. So I at least have decent profit still. Yeah, well. Doesn't sound like a bad day for you, Robert.
Stop.
Right.
For sure. No.
You went short. It worked out for you. It's a bit. I mean, even though the 1 minute time frame, especially during this time of the day, in the, market hasn't been, market's been open for like 45 minutes. Yeah, that means stop for sure now. Yes, Robert, switch over to a simulator account or something like that if you want to keep going.
Take your next trades and some.
Yeah, go over to a simulator if you want to keep going. Do it on on a different account, because I know it's it's difficult to step away from the action, but have a target or follow your maximum loss, or if you have a good day, just kind of stop. And if you still want to be part of the action, just move to your simulating account.
Yeah.
And trade it there. The 15-minute is now closed bullish. Okay. Well, the half an hour is still bearish, and the 1 hour is still bearish. So the bias is still technically bearish. Well, I'm gonna have to wait for 15 minutes for that to happen. Is there anything else you're looking at, Richard, or are you mainly just looking at the ES?
Just the yes, crude oil's there as well, but nothing's happening there. Strong decline. Price reach levels I might be interested in going up, but I'm in this ES trade here now. If that doesn't work out, then
That's your blue
Hopefully there's
Monday.
lots to talk about still.
That's your blue Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mondays can be choppy. I know there are people who completely stay away from Mondays, and
Yeah, but then again, for me, you can never tell.
yeah, that's how I feel about Fridays. Fridays for me, just the first hour and a half. That's it. But even then, that first hour and a half, you need to be. It can be very much like this. Like just doesn't want to find direction. Struggles. Looks like it's going to do one thing. Reverses. You're stuck in a range. And those are the days that you can just, like, if you're not careful, you can just wipe out an entire week's of profits, good trading down the drain on a Friday. You're like, man, why did I trade today? You know.
Yeah, this looks like price wants to push higher here, so let's see.
Yeah, the 15-minute is definitely. I'll show you now.
Yeah, swap there.
I'll show you now. Yeah, where are you? Oh, there. Got so many tabs open. All right. Like, is someone mowing the lawn there, Richard? What's going on there?
You see now, these are the same guys I screamed at.
Okay. All right, let me just show you.
Blowing the leaves outside my window.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Do you see that blue support level?
Yep.
Yeah, so that is the support level on the 15-minute time frame. This is also the pivot points. That is the actual pivot point. You've got X1 below and S, right? So that is significant support, but the half an hour looks like this is a really strong rejection. You see all the contradictions here?
Yeah.
And on the 1 hour time frame as well, really strong rejection, but on the 15-minute, very strong support. So it's just, so if you just go to, all right, let's just have a look at the candles, then the last close candle on the the half an hour is bearish, coming off that yesterday's high. The same with the 1 hour time frame, definitely more bearish, but the 15-minute is now standing in the way. Even though these two are typically enough, I just want 2 out of the 3. Yeah. But if you can see the price is clearly rejecting off a support level in, say, the 15-minute time frame, I mean, look at the price action on the 1 minute. It also struggles to decide what it wants to do. Like, are we going up? Are we going down? Not very clear, but we need, if this 15-minute can reverse and close and give me a bearish candle, but then you see now, then you're going to sit with a bullish half an hour candle.
It's messy.
Yeah, but it's a very good way to identify when you're in a range, or when it's not really, the conditions are not really good to take any trades. But yours should survive this. Oh, Robert, yeah, this is where I used to trade something else, Forex or crypto, but that's when I used to trade the Sydney Asian overlap. Yeah, where are you based, Robert? Are you in the US? Because if you trade the Sydney Asian overlap, you're probably around. You're either in the US somewhere, I assume. Yeah, look at the 1 minute range. Just doesn't want to do anything. We just want to wait for it to find direction. Yeah. Oh, in California. Nice.
The coast.
It's not hot over there. Oh, were you how far were you away from the fires, the California fires? That was big in the news. Did your mansion burn down, Robert? Right on the coast too. Oh, wow. I'm jealous. I'm here in concrete jungle. I have to take a flight to go to see the coast. Yeah, well, how's your trade doing, Richard? Are you still in that position?
I'm still in it, still running sideways.
Yeah, same. Well, as you can see, the 1 minute is doing nothing. Some Monday price action for you. Let's have a quick look at the pound US dollar and see if anything is happening. All right, it's just piercing through there for now. That's why you don't just press the button, ladies and gentlemen. You want to wait and see how price behaves at that level. Oh, the most recent fires around 3 hours north of them. I almost took a job down there right when it was going on. 3 hours. 3 hours, that's far, man. 3 hours, not 3 hours walking, right? It's 3 hours by car, I assume.
Right, I've just been stopped out of a trade. Price moved up. Again, not a massive trade. Trying to accommodate for this volatility. But that's it for me. Not taking another trade today. It can do whatever it wants to.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how this 4 hour candle closes. Are we going to get a close below that 1336 level? Or is it going to close above that? But right now it's piercing through we are at ATR now. I mean the 4 hour ATR. You can see this little indicator in the left hand top corner. It shows you 34 pips if you count them together. That's 34, nearly 35 pips. And then the ATR on the 4 hour is 34 pips. So it's basically at its max potential in quotes. So it could pull back. So it's going to be important how this candle closes. Like ideally it needs to close, close to this line. It can't like run away because then the trade is dead. Then the trade is just dead.
Yeah.
Yes, far and not at the same time. We would get some of the smoke here. Sorry, I read like I have to like spell it out. To spell the words out and then yes. Far. Yes, far, not at the same time. Wow, you get smoke. You got smoke there. 3 hours away.
Jeez.
Sounds like
scary stuff that was.
Yeah, it looked pretty horrible from the helicopter point of view. Man, there's nothing happening on the NASDAQ. This is frustrating. What's your what is the ES will probably look very similar to this. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to break out of that.
The ES actually moved a little bit higher than you did there on the NASDAQ, but I mean it's dropping.
Yeah, it's finding direction.
For how long?
Yeah, you see, you still got. You've got the bearish candle here. That one is bearish, but then I'll need a resistance level, which is going to be way up here. That's 1 standard deviation. It's a pretty tricky day to trade today.
For sure.
Scalping the NASDAQ anyway.
That's on the, what's it, the 1 minute on the top right, right?
Yeah, this is the 1 minute.
Oh, mucking around there by the pivot point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's dropping out of this little consolidation, but it's not bearish by any means. It's still, you're still in that. Just look here. I always say, look immediately to your left. Yeah. You're stuck here. Half an hour on all the time frames. I mean, the longer time frames, and I suppose on the 1 minute as well for that period of time. Richard should be in profit now, but it may be a fake out. Oh, look at that. You see? Dangerous times, ladies and gentlemen. Not a good time to trade.
Nope.
Well, we'll see. We could potentially, if we could close bullish in the next 6 minutes, then we will have those two bullish confirmed candles.
Order filled.
The support that it bounced off, so then that would be a more clear bullish bias.
Yeah.
But then, like the levels of interest, where you would like to get in, it needs to be a breakout and retest. Okay, so it's going to have to break out here. It's going to have to break out here and then retest. Okay, so that's kind of how it flows. But we'll see what happens. Another 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long time. You have to wait.
For sure.
Except for when you swing trading. Like, oh my good, that feels like pension investing. Like it's 4 hours for one candle to close. But the benefit of, or the plus side of
we might lose this.
The swing trading is you have so much time to make a decision and to look at everything properly. You know, say for example, this pound US dollar, the level was identified. Take all the time in the world. Think about what you want to see.
Don't trade it, guys.
and
Don't trade
this is the
it.
level of
I
interest. Is it
couldn't
gonna
help
hold?
it.
We'll see how this candle closes. But Robert, you see now why you don't just press the button, right? You pay attention to the level of interest. But if we're gonna close in here, then this double top formation idea will just be dead, as I've already said. And then the next point for the pound US dollar
double fake out.
is it's going to be tricky to. It's still going to be a bit tricky to trade this. It's going to have to break out of this resistance level there, and then kind of retest or something along those lines before I'll be interested in that. The NASDAQ. Are you still in that trade? I can't remember what you said.
I got stopped out of that ES trade.
And then it came back down.
Yeah, now it's coming down a bit. I jumped in again. I will. This is not the last time.
This is the
reason being. Let me quickly share my screen. There's obviously a reason for this. I don't just jump into things.
Yeah, no problem.
There was actually a fair value gap a little bit higher up from where I actually entered before, which price now reached, and now it's rejecting from it. Right, so I'm just going to place my stop where we had the opening closing on these two candles on the 5 minute previously.
Yeah,
that's a very good risk reward ratio, probably over 1, 2, 3. Right,
that's
so
a good job.
Yeah, you know that would make me back my money
about
and
getting
a little
murdered
bit
by
extra
your
in the
lover,
bank if we
about
can
getting
get
lost
that
in
drop.
Mexico, a competitive quilter,
But I was
Tracy
willing to
Morgan,
enter there
and
again,
trying
so
to find a connection with
you
a
know
possible
sometimes you
alien.
got to think a little bit out of the box. Price rejected 2 times now from fair value gaps on the 1 minute, but there was one on the 5 minute which price now reached. There was actually one a little bit lower down, but I just took that and see what happens.
I really don't know
so
why they are so sexy for people.
Nice. This is the.
I think that
You sound like me when I was younger.
Even though they're very
One more
ugly.
beer. Okay, this is
one
the
more
last
beer.
Just one.
You still
last.
do that, don't lie.
Through the eyes of the experts who study them and the people who love them.
No, I don't.
And we're really committed to octopuses.
Oh
If
dear.
you could just
Okay,
take
well,
one more sip of
there's
your
3 more
espresso,
beers.
we
three
can,
more.
yeah.
One more, just one
That's
more,
great.
and then you
Yeah.
kind of lose track. Oh, then it's 2 o'clock in the morning. No, I definitely don't
The
do
last
that
time we
anymore.
shared DNA with
No.
octopuses
I don't
was
go to
600
bars
million
anymore.
years ago.
Really.
Anything that is alive
No,
on
very
this
rarely
planet
do I. I've
means
played
that
some
we are
darts league
connected.
actually.
So what does
I go
our
with the boys
collective
every
obsession
Tuesday
with them
to play
say about
darts.
us?
I know those animals are capable of
But,
basically crushing you. That's always kind of in your head a little bit. Don't tell my mom.
Not only can they change
Wow, okay.
color
Yeah,
of their skin, but also the
can't say
texture.
it. When if I hit the ball,
Every
then I'm like,
species
I'm
is
really
special in its very own way.
that was a good. That was
If
a
the
good
female
throw.
doesn't want to mate with the male, she'll just
This
eat
is
him.
where I kick myself and say,
learning
wait,
now.
I'm supposed
Keep
to
your mouth
only have
open, you
taken
might miss something.
short. Yeah. Yeah, Robert. Okay, we are getting we're getting 2 close candles now, so I'm gonna change my biases. Oh, come on. Don't do that.
Do you want to share?
Yeah, sure.
Hoping for the 3rd time lucky. So let's see.
No, you see, we're not getting it. I was hoping that looked pretty good, but the half an hour is at least. See, it's going to be a bit difficult for it to break that. Let's have a look. Who's the next candle starting? See, now typically I would just like, oh, my screen is not even showing. There you go. See, that's a pretty. That's a rejecting. This is like, it's almost like this bullish candle coming off the support is now almost like kind of being invalidated. But we are getting, it's basically 2 bearish candles and just that one bullish one. It's very, 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 very difficult conditions to trade properly.
Absolutely. I'm at break even. It can do whatever it wants to.
Nice. That means you can take another trade, Richard.
No, that's it now.
Come on, just one more. One for the team. Just one more. All right. See, we're breaking out of that. About to go down of that. So your trade is probably, I'm not sure. So it's probably looking very similar to the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
See, there you
Let me
get a
check
breakout.
Are you gonna take a trade there?
No. Maybe on the retest.
Just check that quickly. Share screen.
Just I just wanted to give it a little retest, and I may take it. Come on, man.
Can you just quickly share mine there?
The NASDAQ doesn't want to play into my hands today.
Oh, come on. There we go. Nice and hit. Hopefully. I'm going to be very aggressive with this stop. I don't want to give away too much here.
Oh. TP.
There we go. Out.
Oh,
made those
I did
losses
it.
back plus a little bit profit. Nice drop there from that 5 minute fair value gap on the upside. Took a
Nice.
stab on it, third time lucky. Not much
Got
to
it.
show,
Then it will go down.
at least in the green for the day.
That's what it's all about.
That was a good risk reward ratio, probably over 1 to 3, close to 1 to 4 risk reward ratio on the trade. Yeah. Here we go.
All right. Well, let's see if I can get one. Are you done for the day?
Yeah, I'm done. You do your thing.
You're done for now. You're done for now. You're done for now. Okay, let's see. All right, there's that retest. Okay, so let's see if I can get a rejection of that. Come on, a little bit higher. See if I can get this one. Okay, we got 2 there. He's gonna go. Okay, we're at that resistance level and pierce through. We'll see if it comes down. Man, this minute candle takes long. Okay. For anybody who thinks that time
That's
flies,
you don't want it to.
for anybody that thinks that time flies, just watch the 1 minute NASDAQ candles. They take forever to close. All right, so there it's piercing. Okay, it's going. Just go a little bit higher.
I don't like it.
I would really like it to just pierce through out there and then come back down. Yeah, like that. Don't go too far. Don't do that. Okay, let's see now.
I don't like it.
It's bouncing from the pivot point again.
Yeah, the pivot point is definitely providing pretty solid support.
Yeah.
But it also came back down to this support level on the 15 minute, and kind of now it's moving back to the upside. But it can still reject there. We'll see. We'll see if I can get it.
All wicks get filled.
Come on, Nazi. Make up your mind. Gee. Okay, are we gonna get it? Man. Yeah. Doesn't kind of want to do that. Okay, so that's the point of control. This is also. Gee, I can't even see the VWAP. It's so busy here. That is big VWAP. Really busy. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Reject. Come on, man. This candle is only 40 seconds young. All wicks get full, so hopefully down now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I would typically when it's like this, I'll be like, yeah, no thanks. come back later. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna go give it to me. Ideally, I would like to see a close below the support level again. But now, in the next 9 minutes, the next 15-minute candle was close, and then you get bullish. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to recheck.
One way to tell
Yeah,
people
it's
about
pretty
Boost
difficult.
Mobile's new 5G network.
Why are your teeth so
So typically, if you're watching and you find yourself in these conditions,
Cheat on chips.
get back into bed.
Big on protein, low on sugar.
Yeah,
Any
I'm
one
glad
of
I
those options.
profit where I did.
It's basically cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, like,
He's gonna go all the way back up again.
yeah. And then, by the way, this breakout retest way of trading is the best way I know of in terms of how to avoid false breakouts. See, that was a breakout, wasn't it? The 1 minute. Then you wait for a retest, just doesn't want to pull back. So if you're trying to trade breakouts like this, you'll just get exposed to one false breakout after the next. Yeah, as well. See, there's a little breakout there. Pulls back. No, I mean, I suppose if you take really small profits, you can still cash in on those, but if the problem with taking really small profits and then your risk is much higher, you just need to hit like one loss and then you wipe out all those profits. It's, you know, it's not worth doing. Definitely not worth doing, ladies and gentlemen. So now I need to wait for the next 15-minute candle to close, and then we're gonna have like a pretty strong bullish candle in the half an hour and the 15-minute, and then the resistance is way up there. So that would, you know, create some space for an opportunity, but then the trade needs to make sense. So I still need to have that breakout and a retest, or maybe a pullback to a support level. But right now, like since the beginning, apart from that very first trade, it's just been a waiting game. Just been a waiting game. Yeah, I don't like the. Robert says I don't like the moves of the morning. So taking small profits doesn't work for me on NAS. Yeah. Yeah, when people, yes, that's so true. When people trade the mini, yeah, you're right. They just get in for a few seconds and they take that little move. I don't know, man. I just feel that's proper black or white. That's,
yeah. Then you know how many times do you like switch your PC off your trading platform and you go and check it out? You know what could have happened, and then it ran like 100, 200 points in your direction.
yes, exactly. Oh man, what are we gonna get here? I think we it looks definitely a little bit more bullish, but
yeah, it's pushing nicely there.
Yeah, hopefully I can get another opportunity. Just had that one, that didn't work. Richard, you made your money back. I feel envious, and I will continue until. And I will place another trade and another one, and another one after that. Another one after that.
Work for hours and only make a few cents. At least you didn't lose. But yeah, you did have to have some cojones to pull that third one.
some cojones made of steel. Yeah, that's for sure. I said, Robert, I can't call those anymore. I honestly can't see the pullbacks fast enough while trying to consider all the support and resistance. Yeah. Yeah. That's where we are right now, right? Hey, Andre, how's it going, man? Yeah, it did. Pound US dollar did so. Yeah. It's like we spoke about this. Oh, wow. All right. It's not that level. Is that. All right, yeah. I had this level 1336 to see how price behaves at that level. Didn't find resistance. It just
and as you said, that's why you wait, right?
That's why you wait for confirmation, and it didn't. Okay, so that play is completely off. We'll see how it behaves at the 1.343 level. I'm not going to do anything there either. All right. Well, so on the NASDAQ as well. Just waiting. Another 4 minutes. If we can get like at least a bullish close on that candle, then maybe a pullback to that support level. Now it's just going to drop again. Yeah. This is a proper blue Monday. Dust just doesn't want to line up nicely. Very choppy. All the support really up. Yeah. So Robert, you don't trade minis, right? At all. I think you mentioned you have 5 micros on the bigger accounts, but on the 50k accounts you trade like 1 or 2 minis. Oh, sorry, micros. If you are, you're doing it right. Definitely doing it right. Oh man. Basically, I'm in profit as much as I lost this morning, and that's where I say I'm always coming from behind, from just jumping in. Yeah, just jumping in is not a good strategy. See, if I just jumped in on the pound US dollar, man, I'd be scrambling right now. Like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Yeah, so I pushed through. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get anything now, man. There's like 3 minutes left. Are you seeing anything interesting on your side, Richard, on crude?
I'm seeing something interesting crude setup, but I'm not going to take it. I'm done for the day. I will show you though.
Yeah, why don't you show us?
Whether it works out or not. Let me just switch to the 5-minute first. Price scanned down pretty strongly. Broke this level, also high low yesterday, and we had another one a little bit lower down. Price just cleared that. You can see that it just spiked below it, and on the 1 minute it's a bit clearer to see. Strong bounce upwards. Making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Break of price structure. There was 2 fair value gaps. So if you got in right here, at the moment you would be a little bit in profit. So it is a legitimate setup. But I'm done trading. I try to avoid over trading. I said only 2, but then, you know.
Yeah, another one. Another beer.
Another beer. That was third time lucky. But that would be a legitimate setup. Stop loss would go below this low over here.
Oh, we gotta go.
Must be in the trade already. And then I'll take a 1 to 2, at least 1 to 3 risk reward ratio to the upside. Or you can trail dynamically to the upside as well, which I can also sometimes do. But that was a legitimate setup for sure. Right there. Price retesting that fair value gap. Or testing it for the first time. After break of structure. After price takes out a level.
I say take it, Richard. Full leverage. Get it.
No thanks. No thanks. And this is what a lot of traders would do, you know. Like I wouldn't say I was lucky taking it the third time. Definitely there was a setup there. But you know, now you break even. Now you're just opening at risk of going negative again.
If you guys don't even know yet, check out Hola Prime YouTube channel. They do have
not opening myself. It is
prop
choppy,
firm.
it's messy.
They are a prop firm, but they do these videos here when they got actual live sessions with people trading,
it is.
coaches.
That's what it is.
I'll be back tomorrow, and
you guys
rinse and
I mean,
I would say for sure.
I don't care for the platform as much. I think it's one of the.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to say it's the middle one that I care for.
Always nice to see you, Richard. Robert,
you too, Yanni.
Andre,
and Robert, and Andrew. Andre,
and there was a new viewer as well, James, and the rest of the viewers. Thanks very much for watching. The next session will start in 15 minutes from now. Have a great day. Be careful, and always make sure you get clear confirmation of your setups before you take it. Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Johnny.
Cheers.
Guys.
Cheers.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Awesome. It feels awesome trading with people. To be fair, I love it. I love it. Peace be the journey. Anyways, all the loves. We